Welcome to the Hampshire 1900 start for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up on the 20th of February 1942, which is a pretty significant year with respect to research, but we'll get to that in a little while. And in the last part, we focused very much up in this area where we had a little bit of a catastrophe related to waste. You can see that our actual health has improved, our happiness is kind of getting there, but I have been having a few problems. If I put on the waste overlay and just show you very quickly, you can see that we still got some waste operating there. The snow's just about to disappear, which is partly what I'm hedging for. We've got a couple of areas here, which means that that's 72%, 12%. What are you actually producing? Biological waste. Trouble is the burnable waste. So this area is picking up here. I think it's okay. Well, just need to keep an eye on it. Now, as I mentioned, the big thing in this year is research. You can see we've got plastics, which was an unexpected benefit. We've got uranium separation, which is a bit naff. We've also got concrete railway track, which is the first one we're going to do, because this represents the major step forward. And what I'm hoping is that when that actually happens, not only will we get the we will get electrified track coming in, and to that end, if I can remember where. Okay, we got a couple of open holes. What I've got here is the prefab. I've activated the prefab factory, and what we're going to do is tell it to deliver there. Prefab 70%. Apologies if I sound a bit croaky, but I seem to have picked up a little bit of a throat infection. It's not deliberate, it just means every so often I've got to stop and clear my throat. Now, the next thing I want to show you is over here. We're getting quite a lot of metallic scrap from here. So what I did actually off camera is I built this area here. And I think what we need to do is set this to maximum, because this is stopping our scrap yard. And what we should have is the bus traffic jam. What's this? Okay. Oh, I know what this is. What's happened here is the game, if you look at it, it says 0.23 years. What's actually happened is that the trucks come all the way from the NATO border and it's run out of fuel. So what we need to do is find the depot, if I can find it, force it into there. And then once it gets here, we can then tell it to join. I think it's replacing these up here. So we got that going there. Let me just check. Yeah, I think this guy's meant to be. This guy had been in here. We wouldn't have had the problem. Actually, I should have put him in there. Never mind. Okay, we got this area here. This needs to be built. Where's my... Okay, that's... needs to be built. So that got... And we also need... Yeah, while we go off to somewhere else. Unemployment too high, yeah. These guys are... little bit here. Where are you? Get you on there, and we should have our, what we call it, guy right next door. Get that done, and that should get that built over time. So we got that done. The other thing I didn't mention in the last part was the fact that when we did the research on the whatever it's called, the brain's faded, sorry, it was this research down here, if we can find it. It was to do with panels research. This one, when we did this one, prefab panel for construction, what that did is it actually opened up the access to the concrete sewage system. So what I'm kind of thinking about is doing a sewage system here, because we've got potential there, but the problem's going to be is whether, and we're going to have industry up here, and we're certainly going to run water to it. So I think what we'll do is solve the sewage problems in here by putting in a brand new system, but I don't want to do that just yet because we've got a few other things to look at. So we now what we need to do is go to Eastleigh, just to show you what's going on in Eastleigh. We had the food problem here, and then this has been now picked up the slack. What I'm currently doing is running both together. I can't see much point in not actually doing anything there, like beyond that. I would really like, if possible, to put another farm, but we don't really have any flat territory beyond out here. And part of me would like to do a little bit, because if I kind of put the fields down just as a demo, we can put it down here. We probably put a big field here. You can see it gets chopped up, and it's only 4.49 hectares. But what I would like to do is possibly get out here, try and level it a little bit, make it a little bit better. We can just remove that. Alternatively, we can try and push out in another direction, but I think I want more farming out here. The alternative is that we build up Southampton here, and we've got kind of potential for farming along here, but it won't be particularly that big because we got this road here coming out here. But of course, the other big focus we need to do is down here in Milford-on-Sea, simply because we really need to start thinking about here. We got our right, this is going to be coal, and this is going to be coal ore, because that will come up from the coal mine there. Oh, that needs to be built. So I was about to say that we're getting close to activating the coal mine, but there's no point activating the coal. Oh, it's not got no road connection. Okay. Yeah. We'll go that way actually. And we'll get... Yeah, it's been picked up. Now, I'm not sure if we've got it unlocked actually. We'll just take a look. Television studio, modernism. Oh no, we haven't done the research for television yet. Because what I'm thinking about is a television studio here, because we've got some unemployment. I'm kind of building up the population here, because we need to start thinking about pushing out this way with respect to what we need here. Oh, the other thing I've also done is I put in... Has this actually been built yet? Yep, but we haven't got the map done yet, so why are you guys hanging around in there? You're just a waste of space. Yeah, what I've got here is the beginnings of a water setup, but you can see I haven't actually put in... We got the beginnings of this one over here, which is going to provide water here. And what this will do is give us a lot more efficiency, but at the same time we can then start thinking about what we need out here with respect to because we got our coal industry here, we got our gravel industry here. So my instinct is that the first thing we need to probably put in here is a cement plant, That's really, really big. How many workforce in here? Yes, way too big. What cement plant am I using over here in Warstock? Oh, I've got a building on fire. Fire is an absolute curse. I'm been messing around with the community challenge, and the game seems to have an unnerving capacity to target annoying buildings that burn down, and it's often things, you know, like the game seems to have a bit of a fixation on how can you put it, garbage sites, collection sites. It seems to focus in on that, and so you get these random fires. Be nice if I could slip that in. Trouble is that one's there, so we'd have to, if I put that, I don't want to block off too many of these connections because there's only one coming out there. I think what I would like to do is we could do something like that, which means that we could pull, but that would use up that one there. My instinct is go, we can, when we've got plenty from this side, it's this side that's gonna have the problem. So I think if I can go one to many here, like that. Let's make sure we get the right one. Actually, if we come out like that, we can push the building over there. We don't want that side. That gives us a connection to there. We can then put in the put the small cement plant there. Actually, what do prefab panels need? They need gravel and cement. So if we put the U there, don't think that conveyor connected. No, didn't. Okay, we're gonna have to pull it a little bit further apart. I mean, to be honest, we don't need to make this cramped. We've got plenty of space, so I mean, sometimes I think this game can give you a little bit of an obsession with respect to kind of trying to get everything in as tight as possible, where truthfully you can kind of split it out a bit like that. I think we'll get rid of that. Get a road there. Now what's the output for the small cement plant? You can export 25 tons of cement, because I'm not planning on actually exporting cement. So what we could do, if we now combine the again, I'm not, or is it, could we go really big time? If we go up one, and then once that's removed, we can hook in the road there. And then what we could do, I mean, we got plenty of space here, so we We got the cement, which I don't... Where's the road coming out of the cement factory? There. Okay, we got that road there. Got plenty of height over here. But what we want is a position where we can actually put some workers in. Let me just see. If I come here... I put you like that. That will... What that will do is give us the ability that way, and the road will come out that end and the railway will come this way. In fact, if I square that up a little bit like that, maybe get you in a lot closer, and then we can get rid of the you there, put a mud road in like that. You've got the railway can come out that way, which means because we need to get a railway connection. I mean, we could export the cement. Yeah. No, we can push the cement into there via the conveyor. We've got that connection there. What I will do is put in a small cargo station. Put you alongside as well, like that. Actually, push you back like that from a loading perspective. We've got loads of gravel anyway, so. Right, now we did get a message for research, so let's just flip back over to here. Where are we? We're in Warstock. So we've now finished that. Next thing I want is television setup. And of course the thing we want to see is, yep, we've now got electrified railway. So we're now in a position where we can actually put some prefab panels. What I'm looking for is all this, see what we've got here that's been electrified. Yeah, we'll do it with the... So all this has been electrified here because it isn't going green. I don't want to replace this. So we've got... Okay, we've got a section of track here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by actually upgrading all the track as far as here to begin with. I don't think I've got any workforce at the moment, so we're going to bring in a small workforce. Oh, it's going to mess about. It's going to tell me that it can't do it. So what it's going to have to do is go all the way through to here so it can go up there and come. Oh, I know what's causing the problem. Let me just remove the signals. Yeah, I put signals through here. These are a little bit. I'll remove you. Okay. Now just redo this again and see if we can reallocate. This one is going to have to go through here to here. Just what signals have we got here? Yeah, this is going to be the beginning of a fairly kind of what you could call frustrating time. So we're going to put double signals there so that the distribution office works. The distribution office has got no reason to come up here. So we'll do the simple bit first and we'll start electrifying the track here. The fun is going to start once we get to here. Simply because we're, well, it's going to be fun. That's probably the only way I can describe it. Anyway, we're going to let the guy get him underway here because we want to get this massive kind of track upgrade process underway. I mean, just want to see. Why are we not? We've got workers there. Can't you get there? The building is too distant. I thought. Okay, just clear that. I thought I'd measured this out so to say that. Okay, we're gonna have to put in a. No. Obviously, when I planned this, it wasn't particularly planned very well. That should be in range. Yep. There's the road crew. And they picked it up good. So what we can do now is scoot back to Milford-on-Sea. I see a broken down vehicle. Yeah, 95% wear and tear. Okay. Got a bus here. I think that's the one that can do the job, isn't it? Yep. And you are going to have to do the long, lonely journey to... Yeah. So that gets things going. See if there's anything else I need to check before we do it. Okay. I don't think there's much going on here in Eastleigh, so part of me feels that we need to give these guys some work. Yeah, they're only doing kind of... I think what we're going to do is... I know I was working on Milford-on-Sea, apologies, but I would really like to start thinking about building up Southampton. So we might as well... And we are in the 1940s now, so we can put something fairly modern in. And that's on the right side of town, and we are going to expand this way as well. So we're going to put you... That road is there. Actually, I think we're got the shopping mall about there, and of course we'll do the usual chain of command or control. But I still like my Tudor warehouse, and yeah, we're going to be a bit kind of, because this is a long way down, so the further we can stretch it, as I say, the further I can stretch it as a overall process, the better. What I will do though is not build that. Just put a little mud road in there. That won't make no much difference. Right, so we can get this road crew. I think they probably picked it up anyway. Yeah. So that gives us our shopping stand. Oh, one thing I do want to check. Apologies again. Yeah, I had a little bit of a problem. There was a little bit of track just like this on this side, and it took a long time for it to get built. Yeah, I think that's set up. So we've got this here. What we now need is a hospital, small clinic. You've got 75, you've got 60. Again, we'll start making the town look a little bit more modern. Well, trouble is these are very big buildings. We don't really want that way. My instinct is to go this way, like that. Yeah, I think we'll put the hospital in the center as well, and then what else do we need? Don't need courthouses or anything like that. Got a cinema, 30. Again, I want Southampton to be... Southampton will be a fairly big city, as it is in reality. Southampton is one of the major cities on the south coast. It kind of goes Portsmouth, Southampton, Bournemouth. And of course, Bournemouth is outside the scope of this map. So those are the... And of course, don't forget Winchester, which is out of range on the top. Winchester is a very historic city in the sense that it used to be the historic capital of England, and the time of going back to the days of Alfred the Great. So we got a cinema. We need some sports. We'll create this into a city centre complex. I think might be the best way to do it. 70. I don't really like the sports hall. It'd be really great. We'll look at that. We can get you in there. The only downside with this, if I can get this really close like that, then we'll get rid of all these little icky footpaths. And ideally what I would like to do is, yeah, we'll look at that. I'm going to run an asphalt footpath through there, and then we will hook up you to there, gravel footpath like that. And that means if we expand accommodation out this way, yeah, so we got good coverage. We've now got a sports hall, a cinema, hospital, and so I think that's going to be enough just to get the ball rolling, I think. Let me just go back. I know I keep coming back over here, but just want to see what's the progress with the research. Oh, we've got a little way to go yet. I'd like to get the television studio planned. Well, now we've done a little bit of work with Southampton, and that will keep the boys busy. This is Livington. We'll go back over to here. So what we've got so far is we've got a paving here, and of course the other side we need out here is the what we call it. We need the link to the cement factory. What we're going to do is, if I could do it that way, we're going to have too much of a frontage on there. So we're going to have to go like that. This is getting a little bit involved now because we've got to have asphalt out here as well. Actually, asphalt plant, maybe we can fiddle this around a little bit here. What does the asphalt plant, I've forgotten. Construction industry, what will we get for the asphalt plant? This is go. Okay, we haven't built this yet, so I demolish you here. We put the asphalt plant in here. Trouble is, where are we going to get the bitumen from? Bitumen's probably going to come in from there. I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, I think we're going to put the old asphalt plant in first, and then what we might do is later on modernize it. So I'm going to put an asphalt plant here with a slight angle, but like that. And then what I'm going to do is put in another, oops, don't want that. I'll put another one to many there. Like that. That gives us the asphalt plant, that one there. And we've still got this connection here. Now, do we want any more gravel out here? The other thing we'd have out here is the brickworks. The brickworks, all the brickworks needs is coal, if I remember correctly. Where's the brickworks? Brick factory. Yeah, all the brick factory needs. What's it's got to be? Something like that. So we got, yeah, I think if we can squish you in there, double check, yeah. We can squish you on the end there. I was hoping to get this really compact, but we're not going to do it, are we? We got the asphalt plant there, which we can sort out the bitumen. Part of me says ship. Yeah, I mean, could we bring we got the output for the coal for the steel mill that can come off here. Just double check that. Yeah, we got an output here, so we got that here. We got that there. We just need to connect up. So what you want footpath. What's going on here? Right, we can put you in to connect to there. That gives us the gravel supply to the concrete plant, which is then associated with the cement plant, which is then associated with the prefab panels. This will need another big open store with a rail connection. Put it that way, and we'll push you back this way a little bit like that, so you can pick up the bricks. Like, actually, if we bring you forward, no, it doesn't make a difference if I get you in fairly tight. So what we've got now is brick factory, concrete plant. Yeah, I think what we'll probably do in the future is rework the concrete and asphalt plant, so that we can put helicopter pickups on them eventually. But because we can always kind of come out wider if we leave plenty of space here, because we're not going to put the steel plant here. So I'm just going to have to leave plenty of space for the necessary. Right, we're going to pick up a gravel. Actually, I think we're going to run the gravel road. Okay, we've now done the research. Okay, we're going to have to come across this bit here, which is going to be a bit inconvenient for the open store, but that's okay. Put you there, and we're going to put you there with the gravel. Yeah, I think it's gonna need a fairly major rework. That's already got connection. This has already been built. This is going to be 100% prefabs. This will be 100% bricks, and we'll just run these two in real time from the cement factory here. I think this will produce more than enough to keep these two going. I mean, if this fills up, that's okay, especially to begin with, because it's going to take us a very long time to get the railway out here. And what we'll have to do is think about what we can do. We'll get it built, and then we'll work out what we're going to do with it. Okay, then we're going to need to put water supply in as well. I don't think I want to get in here because let's get back so we can finish the research. and here. We'll do plastics next, uranium's there. Now, what should have happened if we go back to Eastleigh and we go to the Commoners headquarters, what we got now is we got influence television broadcast. And what actually happens is when you research television, when we find it, it unlocks this, and this is what you need to be able to influence what actually is going to be done. So what we're going to do now is come here, and we need a television station, because we are going to go full on TV. Where is it? It's in here, isn't it? I'm assuming we have got a television station. We've got this one. Wow, big. Haha. How much is this going to take to... Wow. This is going to be very big, very expensive to build. My instinct is to put it here. You just... I mean, it's got the range. How many workforce has got here? 40, 25. Yeah, I think if we tuck you in about there. Footpath. I think we're just kind of do something like that as well. Yeah, I was a bit worried whether this would be built before we actually finished the research, the Soviet influence, but I don't think they're going to do here. So we've now got TV station which we can build. We've got this area here. These guys are really cracking along quite nicely now. We've got gravel. This is what the difference by having a construction industry makes. Let me just try something. Oh, it's a single track coming out there anyway, so that should be okay. These guys are literally throwing up the conveyors. Obviously they need something to do. What I will do is get you on. It says road connection does not exist. It has. Oh, it needs a footpath connection first. Okay. That's fine. We'll build that in. And I'm aware that I'm running out of time, and to be honest, my throat is very, very dry at the moment. So we're just going to have a little bit of a quick recap of where we are. I saw... Okay, this guy's... What are you? I think this guy's got a bit lost, so... send you back to there. You built that. What actually happened? Let's just check the signaling. Okay, yeah. I'm just going to change your... Oops, no. The wrong one. It's here. Sorry. Yeah. I'm just going to put all the signals here. This I've messed up. It's left-hand drive, isn't it? So it can stay the same because this is never gonna, and it's left-hand drive coming up here. This is always gonna stay the way it is because it's already electrified. Right. Right, just to finish off, we're going to follow Chuffer. The little Chuffer train here. Just out of curiosity to see. This is going to be the thumbnail. I think that's representative of what we are, so just going to get here, back to here. And we'll just see, just make sure this guy can get back to where he's working from. And of course, when you upgrade wooden track to cement track, effectively replaces everything, so you don't get anything back. So you could argue that what you could do is demolish the old track and then put back the prefab track as new, so you'd get something back from the thing. The problem with that is if you're working in a very compact area, you may actually run into problems with actual replacement. I think maybe it's time. We got money. Maybe it's time that we maybe looked at upgrading the track. Come on. Get going, please, because this guy's going to take forever, isn't he? I need something that's got a bit more speed. We've got 7 million, so just take a look at this and see, make sure he can get back to the depot. And then I think it's maybe time that we got a more modern track layer. Trouble is we don't have the workforce. That's another big problem. Also, come to think of it, now we can start thinking about actually upgrading the track in round Eastleigh. But what I'll do is I'll do that off camera, because obviously it's just going to be a duplication of this. Okay, he actually took a lot longer. He actually laid a lot more track than I thought he would. Right, just see. He seems to be happy. No, he isn't. What's up now? He's saying that there's something wrong with the signals in this area. Okay, we're gonna have to make you mixed. That fix you. Trouble is he's gonna go all the way up to the end here to come all the way back. Okay, I think he's happy now. Just as a quick outro, I don't know if I've got prefab panels here. Don't have any prefab panels. We'd have to. So who delivers the rail supplies? Don't think we've got any prefabs here. Down here, no. So what we would have to do is import the prefabs from the custom shed and deliver you to there. Now, all this, so what we'll do now is just take a quick look at, okay, with this research. Okay, we'll just do the usual detective stuff. So this is all been, see, this has already been all electrified. Except for, I think here, now that's been electrified as well. All the way down to here. So where's the electrification start? Electrification starts here. That's the track that goes to what's its name? So what we could do is we could start by, okay, let me just do that. We can electrify that. Let me just remove those signals there. What we will need to do is make that into, oops, mixed signal. This one into two-way. Yes, into two-way. That into two-way. That into a mixed signal. Actually, what we could do is be a bit sneaky here. I put you there. you there. Nope. Getting this wrong. Put the chain signal there. Double line there. Because what that will do is allow the train to come into here, go up into here, and it should come back through here and go out the right way on this side. Okay. Can we see if we can allocate you the track? What we'll do again is put a minimal workforce in here, because this is going to be very much a very slow burn. And what okay, you're oh he's heading to the scrapping facility. Yeah, what I want to do here is completely upgrade this track. I think the tunnel's okay, and I want to upgrade all this track right the way through as far as I can get it, and possibly even up to the border. So we want to do all this in electric concrete track. This I think is already done, and try and get it as far as possible. And then what we can do is, I know it's a bit of a cop out, but I want to see if I can kind of start electrifying down this way, because if that would give us the connection to Milford-on-Sea. So, but as you can see, it's going to take a very, very long time. But if we can really upgrade all this track and get it done, that means that I can then, to a certain degree, flip round the connection between Warstock and Eastleigh and then run the opposite way. So that's going to be the principle of what we're actually doing. I think this guy's just still trying to get to the depot. Yeah, so that's what we're going to go for, guys. I've just noticed, what have we got in here? Yeah, these guys are slowly building up. And what I'm going to do is just very quickly check to make sure the train can get back and it doesn't get stuck. God, this guy's slow. But then again, I don't think he's got much of a workforce. Okay, right, we've got some more research finished. So that's plastics. Which research was it? Yeah, plastics. So we've now finished that, and we can just do uranium. Not that it's going to help us that much. Just a quick check to make sure, see if we finished the... Yeah, so we've now done all the research for 19, and we've now got television, so we just need to build the television set station and get that done. Right, where are you? Now what he should do is quite happily go up into there, go into here, or whichever way you want to go, choose wherever you want. So he's come up into here, he can now come back this way and get back to the station, back to the platform. We can start laying in this area here. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode, hope you found it interesting, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.